When people ask me what's it like to live in LA or you're Orthodox or whatever, I say I live a small town life in a big city. So I'm an Orthodox Jew. My community is Orthodox Jew. Those are most of my neighbors. Those are most of my friends outside of work. I have a community. I think that I'm living a similar, not the same, but a similar life that a Jewish, not Jewish, whatever person is living in a smaller town America.
Yes.
So people are oh, you want to raise your kids in LA? Or I'm no, you don't understand. My life is so different than yours probably because I have this Orthodox Jewish community that I'm a part of.
Right.
That I come home to. So I think we have a better understanding of what a regular consumer would want because you get less lost in city coastal thought process.
Hello, this is the Personal Pizza Podcast. I'm your host, Simcha Levenberg. We have a great episode today. I know that because we just finished taping it. My friend Raphael Margules comes on. We talk about him as a producer, movies that he's made, how hard it is to make a movie, and what are the movies that inspired him as a young person, and what are the kind of movies that are inspiring him now. We also talk about frum movies, making movies, or looking at movies through the eyes of an average religious person, because that's the kind of weird thing that I like to talk about. So please enjoy the podcast, follow us, and download and share and enjoy the episode. This is my friend Raphael Margules. We're on the Personal Pizza Podcast. You are a film producer.
True.
You make pictures. Now, even though I'm a therapist, and this at one point was supposed to be a therapy podcast, I wanted to have you on because
it's good to be flexible. Yeah.
Because I love movies. I'm obsessed with movies.
You do.
You love movies.
You are.
You make movies.
Uh-huh.
The process of making a movie for me is a metaphor for life, and there's a lot to get into.
And then told me this.
I also I want to talk to you about our favorite types, certain types of movies we call frum movies. Mm-hmm. Which is a little bit of a joke, like jumbo shrimp, an oxymoron, mm-hmm. and so I want to talk to you about that. But first, I want people to get to know you because you are a producer. Mm-hmm. What does a producer do?
I think most producers don't even know how to answer that question. A producer gets the movie made. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's sort of if I had to sum it up really quickly, it's a producer gets the movie made. But we identify the material and we shepherd the movie from A to Z, from script, director, cast, financing, overseeing the production, post-production, mm-hmm. selling it, marketing, whether independent or studio. So I like to say, we identify the material and we get the movie made and try to get it made efficiently and well.
You are, one second, I'm making right now a grandma pizza. Have I ever made one of these before?
The grandma's the thick.
It's going to be a thick crusted pizza.
They don't really have those in LA.
They do not. Not in any of our local stores.
There's a grandma slice and a grandpa slice?
That I don't know about. They'd say if your grandma had balls, she would have been your grandfather.
Yes.
You ever heard that?
Of course.
Sounds better in Yiddish. So I'm going to be making that as we talk.
Great.
So you came here when you were 20 years old. Mm-hmm. You came here with your business partner, J.D. Lifshitz.
Yes.
And you came with a script, right? You had a movie that you wanted to make.
No, that was before we moved to LA. We were going to make a movie. You're talking about a movie that never got made?
No, I'm talking about the first movie that you made when you came out here. That didn't happen right away?
No, so that did happen right away. So I moved in January of 2012, mm-hmm. Which was I graduated high school, studied in Israel for a year and a half, and then went home to New York for a week, and then moved to LA a few days after I turned 20, January of 2012. Then JD had been in LA for a few months at that point, living at his aunt, Hancock Park. Mm-hmm. I moved in with him as well. We were both living there for a little bit.
So you and JD were both living at his aunt's house?
We were both living at his aunt's house in Hancock Park for a minute. And then we got our own place in the Pico Robertson area. Mm-hmm. And he had identified this piece of this script called Contracted, the filmmaker who had done a couple movies, and it was a cool idea. And went back to New York, raised around $58,000 from 9 different people, came back to LA, and we made this movie in June, I believe May or June of 2012.
Question, $58,000, which is considered, what size budget would that be considered?
I guess that would be considered, according to SAG, that would be the ultra low budget agreement.
Ultra low budget, okay. How much when you got those 9 investors?
9, I think it was 9, yeah.
What were you guaranteeing them as far as the return? Nothing.
I mean, it's an investment, let alone a film investment. But I think that they were these guys sound smart and they're ambitious, and famously horror is a the budget with the best ROI. Let's see what they got. I don't know if anybody really expected to get their money back, but it wasn't a lot of money for the types of people we were talking to.
Got it.
So I think it was $6,500 a share, 9 shares, 58,500. Does that add up? I think so.
You're the numbers guy.
I guess I am. So we made this movie in 15 days in LA.
In June of 2012.
In June of 2012. And we learned how to make a movie through making that movie and through all the movies that followed that. I mean, we got really lucky where we sold the movie to IFC, which at the time was like the premier indie distributor, right? Like this is pre-A24, pre-Neon, like they were the gold standard of indie cinema, right? So that we sold it to them. They'd like created this label called IFC Midnight, which is still around, and they released it and it did very well for them. Like it was a big on-demand hit, and then it went to Netflix and performed there, and it got like good reviews from the New York Times and the LA Times, and the Howard Stern show got behind it. And this comes out in 2013, so I'm like 21 now, and at the time it's like the coolest. I think it was. I don't. It's hard when you like think back on it to see how you really felt. I was probably like disappointed at the time, but looking back on it now, what it was like, it was remarkable. Like all my friends were in college. We had this movie come out. It was on Netflix. Netflix wasn't what it was now. So like there was less on there. So it was more of a big deal for a movie like.
It was on the front page of many people's Netflix accounts.
Yes, and like it's still a poster that when people come into my office, they're like, "Oh yeah, Contracted." It's like she got her face and it's like falling apart. It's still a good poster.
Now you and JD started Boulder Light Pictures.
Correct.
And that is, you guys exclusively were focusing on horror films?
Yeah.
Because you love them?
Yes. Well, yes. I mean, obviously, like we don't only do horror now, but in the beginning, I think the mandate was exclusively horror, and it was because we loved them.
Right.
Like I grew up watching horror movies, and he grew up watching even more hardcore horror movies, and we didn't really link up till after high school. Like we were like friendly in elementary school, went to different high schools, then linked up after high school. But we were the horror guys. But obviously, like I grew up in all kinds of movies. Like I grew up, like The Mask was just as important as Hostel growing up. Right? There was no like I just loved movies in general.
Right.
But horror is also like it's a movie with a great return, and it's like sort of the only, not the only, but it's a way to make a relatively, to mitigate the risk on making an independent movie, because with a horror movie you sort of know you have an audience there, even if it's not.
Horror fans of horror films will forgive things that in other types of movies they will not.
It's also like, how else are you making a low budget movie and justifying its existence? Because like you're making a low budget comedy, what's the market for that? People go to, I mean, comedy is almost impossible. Like today, it's a whole different thing. But like then, it's like if you don't have Will Ferrell or Adam Sandler or Ben Stiller, like that, it doesn't exist. Like what is that comedy? It's an indie comedy. Where do those go? Right. If you're making a drama, and for independent drama, it has to be one of the best movies of the year. Correct. Otherwise, it's not breaking out. Like Nora or whatever. And then you can't make a big action movie. You can't make a big sci-fi movie, right? Like you need stars. You don't have that. So then you have a genre, which is horror, which is organically lends itself to a low budget, because generally it's not star driven and it's not big effects driven, and you could set the whole movie in a house or in the woods or whatever is the cliche. Yeah. And you have an audience that's there, right? Like there are horror magazines, there are horror websites, there's horror conventions. There's an audience for these movies if you make a good movie. So when you're making low budget movies, I wouldn't even at the time dare think about making another genre because it felt fiscally irresponsible. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
I was like, thank God I grew up loving horror movies, because you move out to LA and you're like, I want to make movies with no clear goal. It's terrifying, because it's like you don't know anything about the business yet. You're making movies that's kind of like into a void for nobody. Yeah. And then you don't get into film festivals. You sell them at a loss, and and it's just harder. So we are very lucky that we sort of had a passion, and that passion was economically responsible.
One of the things that I'm fascinated with is how many different ways a movie can not get made, and like all the different times where the movie can fall apart on the way to getting made. Could you name all of those? People don't realize how impossible it is to get a movie made, and how like at every step there is only like a 10 to 20% chance that you're going to get to the next step of the movie making process.
Yes,
right up until the end.
A movie, I think I read this somewhere, but a movie wants to fall apart. where like a movie doesn't want to exist. It wants to fall apart. Because so many things, so many stars need to align to get a movie made. And you're constantly jumping through obstacles, which is why I think, I love what I do, but it's like nobody really knows what the producer does, because like you're the most behind the scenes person who's with a project in some cases for years, doing all these things, which sometimes are just like not giving up, right? Like you're like, I will keep making calls. It's like every no gets you closer to a yes, So yeah, movies are constantly falling apart. They're even falling apart sometimes a few weeks before you start. And then, and then the movie has to be good.
Which, this happened to you though. You had a movie almost fall apart. Your movie Barbarian
famously
almost fell apart.
Well documented at this point. But yes, Barbarian was a movie that we were going to make independently for around $3.5 million. Nobody wanted to do it. Like literally everybody passed. When I say everybody, I mean everybody. And we finally found this.
Your dad said no.
Yeah, even my dad.
It's like, I'm out.
Yeah. So we finally found this indie financier out of France, and they totally got the movie, and they were wonderful, and they were on board to fully finance it, and we were ready to go, and they introduced me to this amazing local producer in Bulgaria, who's a good friend now, and we were like, I don't know, maybe 2 months out, and one of the financier passed away, and it was really tragic. He was a really good guy, and they had to understandably put all projects on pause.
Right.
And at that point, we were like in negotiations with actors, and we had to hold, again, one call, and this whole thing kind of can fall apart, right? So it's our job to sort of hold it together and quickly get the money so fast, figure something out so fast that nobody even realizes what's happening, and you just keep moving.
And and you were able to find another financier.
Yeah, and then thankfully our partner Roy Lee on the movie was able to send it to a friend of his at Regency.
Right.
And they came in and they're like, they'll bump it $1 million to $4.5 million, and they let us just go make the movie. And it was great because it was sort of like a moving train.
Right.
So they sort of just hopped on board this moving train, and we were able to just go make the movie the way we intended to make the movie initially, and had almost no notes, and made the exact movie we wanted to make. And it sort of became an accidental studio movie, because then Regency has a deal with 20th, which is now Disney, and if the movie wasn't good, they probably would have sent it to Hulu, but like it tested well and played clearly well with an audience, and then Disney marketing got it and knew how to sell it and put it wide. I mean, so it's sort of an independent movie that accidentally became a studio movie.
It made a ton of money.
Yeah.
It did really well.
It did okay.
It did well. I thought it did really well.
I love the movie. I
love that movie.
I'm very proud.
I want Barbarians. I want a sequel.
That would be great.
Yeah.
We're making this pizza?
Yeah, we're gonna actually par bake the pizza. So we put it in the oven and then we take it out of the oven because we just need to cook it a little bit because there's so much sauce that goes on a grandma pizza.
What do you mean? And then do you put it back in the oven?
Yeah, it goes back in the oven. Yes. Yes,
wow.
We do a par bake.
So you take it out.
Yeah, the grandma pizza.
You pause it.
Are you friends with the softies?
No, I don't.
You're not.
It's a shame though
because you're both. Yeah, they're Jewish kids. They're Jewish kids from New York.
I know.
And they're probably the same age. I wonder if there was something not smart about you guys deciding to become producers. You know what I mean? Like if you guys,
as opposed to like a director,
as opposed to like directors, screenwriters, write some of the more above the line stuff.
And producers are above the line.
I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying like you guys
writers, directors, actors, producers. We're above the line.
I'm just saying like for you guys to come in was like smart. I don't think a lot of to come in as 20-year-old producers.
It wasn't.
It's so dumb. It's smart.
Conscious.
I know. Retroactively.
Oh, retroactively.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you got to do things when you're young. Because you're dumb when you're young.
Yes.
But also really smart.
To take the big risks.
I look back on it now and I don't even know. Like I don't even know. Like what was going through my mind? I don't know.
That you thought it was possible to make a movie for $58,000.
Not even that. Like I'm 20 years old.
Yes.
I'm like, let me move to LA to make movies. What
because you loved Mars Attacks.
You should know I had a meeting today, and we spent a good 10, 15 minutes talking about Mars Attacks, because you know I have the Mars Attacks
I know.
In my office.
Yes, it's part of the tour.
It's become part of some tour buses. They throw it in. I think it's like they're waiting online, like they see like another tour bus over there, and they're like waiting.
To pause.
They kill some time, they come to my office, and they talk about how Mars Attacks is a Warner Brothers movie, which it is.
Okay, so we're par baked now. Now we're going to take it out. We're going to put more stuff on it, and then we're going to put it right back in. I'm going to lay the cheese up in. No, this
There
where the
is
mozzarella-
cheese already.
There's already Parmesan cheese. Now the mozzarella comes.
So it's layered.
Yeah.
It's layers of cheese.
Yeah.
So what is it's grandma, yes?
It's grandma pizza.
What is
because
a grandma pizza?
Grandma pizza is like the kind of pizza you don't need a pizza oven to make. You can make this in a regular oven, and it's like the kind of pizza that your grandma would make well, not your grandma, a Catholic grandma that would make this on like Fridays during Lent when people aren't eating meat.
My grandmother makes stuffed cabbage. That's
Yeah.
what she made.
Yes.
She did not make this.
She did not make pizza.
She did not make
Well,
pizza.
my mother's husband, Joe Marcantonio, I made
He
this
makes
pizza for
pizza.
him. No, and he said this was the pizza of his childhood. I brought him all the way
His
back.
mother made this pizza? Or his grandmother?
His sister used to make it for them.
He's like a real Italian.
He's a proper Joe Marcantonio. He's a proper New Jersey,
course.
northern
They
New
wouldn't
Jersey.
name you Mark Antonio if you weren't
Yeah,
legit.
they wouldn't let you have that. They'd make you change your name to Margules.
So what's the thickness is the layers of cheese?
No, the thickness is the dough. It's just the dough is. What do you mean?
It's
The
a thicker
thickness here?
dough.
Yeah, it's more
So
dough.
same ingredients.
As pizza, as regular pizza, yes, basically the same.
I used to go. I remember at my local pizza store many times. I'd be like one regular slice, one grandma slice.
Yeah, that's a move.
I would do that a lot.
Yes, I
The
respect
grandma
that.
slice always looked more aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah,
A really attractive pizza.
yeah. Do you feel like you're getting more bang for the buck?
Yes.
This- I've
Although
been
they're cut in squares.
Is
right?
Grandma Pizza the horror movie of?
No, probably not. But it's we're still happy it exists.
Yes.
But it's a square pizza, right?
Yeah, it is. That's correct.
So I don't know if people like that.
It is a.
Why can't we cut it in triangles?
We could, but why would you do that? Why would you force the shape on it? It
You-
naturally is a rectangle.
You always bake this pizza in a pan?
Yes, you have to. It's because the moisture content. There's too much moisture in it that if you didn't have it in a pan, you can't really stretch it. Now I'm putting more sauce on it. More sauce is going on it now. That's how much sauce is on this pizza.
Do they charge more for the grandma slice?
I don't know. Probably. Who's the they here? Who's the they in this
The
story?
Jews.
Oh, the Jews.
I think they must.
The
charge-
elders.
They must charge more for the.
I don't
grandma
know. We'd have to go back. We'd have to go back to our childhood.
slice. Is that a basil leaf?
Yeah, these are basil leaves, and there's more coming on. The basil is really coming on hard.
There's always basil with a grandma slice.
Always.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. A next question for you, my peach. What is the? Oh, so after a movie is what are the different jobs that you're doing throughout the process? First, you find a script that you like.
Yeah, it usually starts with the script, but sometimes it's like, whatever the piece of material is, whether it's a script, a video game, a book, whatever. But yes, those things will have to be turned into scripts. So
You find the
It's a
material,
script.
you option it, purchase it, somehow acquire the rights to make the movie.
yes, yes, every project comes together a little differently, but generally we have to have some control over the rights, whether it's just like a shopping agreement, an option. Sometimes we purchase it. It comes together in variety. Sometimes it's just a handshake.
Right.
Sometimes just like let's work on this together, and those are usually versions where like it's a quicker process. It's like let's just quickly take this out.
Right.
Then sometimes it's just a handshake, but generally if it's a piece of property that we're developing, there's some sort of contract. Yeah, you got to build a dream team, but every project has its own needs, right? Like we recently just sold a comedy script without a director
Okay.
because for just a variety of reasons it made more sense just to take this out as what they call a clean spec.
Oh,
But
so there's no one attached to it except
It's
for you
just
guys.
a spec. It's us as producers, set it up at a studio, let's build it with them. But generally we bring on a director first. And then sometimes, depending on the size of the movie and the genre of the movie, we want to get cast first too. It's a chicken or the egg too. It's like how do you get the cast without the money, but how do you get the money without the cast?
Right.
Or the director.
How many screenplays do you read a year? You personally?
Like me personally?
Well, I know you can't read.
I
Rafi is
can't read.
illiterate.
I'm not the biggest reader, but
Right.
I read the script when it gets serious.
Right.
I would say that like my team is plowing through, including JD, my partner, multiple scripts a day
Right.
collectively.
And even you, if you're reading it, that means that everyone has read it and liked it, and now you're reading it, and so even you're reading at least like 2 to 3 a week.
No,
More?
less.
Oh, so are you the final guy in your little?
It's not a
Cadre?
I'm not like the no, I don't view it like that. I'll be a tie break. right? Like, but usually like JD reads the script,
Uh-huh.
he pitches it to me.
Yes.
I'm like, that sounds great. Let's see what everybody else thinks, and everybody likes it. Then we try to put it together.
Right.
I don't need to, like, I truly trust JD and trust my team, and his stuff is very just instinctual and gut oriented. Like, I don't think we need another cook in the kitchen.
Right. Okay.
So the part that I'm least involved with in the movie making process is the development part, which is.
But I think of you as a creative person who understands movies.
I think of myself as a creative person too.
Yeah, so why wouldn't you be?
It's just not. I don't care. It's not like It's just not my favorite part of the movie making process. And luckily, I have a partner and a team of people who have great taste.
Right. That is
who
true.
Work hard and read a lot faster than me. So like it's not where I shine necessarily.
Where do you shine? Asking for a friend. What's your favorite part of the movie
I'm
making
really
process?
good at following up with people.
What is that it?
I don't know where I shine. I just
You're better looking than JD.
Oh, thank you.
That's part of it, right? Like when it comes to meet the people.
No,
No?
it depends who it is.
Okay.
It depends who it is. We have a lot of overlap in what we do.
Okay.
Except for the development process.
Except for the
where we
reading
have
part.
very little overlap.
Right.
But I think I'm more involved with production than he is.
Yes.
I'm more involved with all the deal making than he is. And we're probably equally involved in post.
How much fun is the deal making part of it? Do you enjoy that?
I love it.
You do.
I love it.
Can you
I
give
love
us
all aspects.
give us a sense of what it's like getting in there? Points on the back end. Give us just a taste. What's the deal? What's going on?
The deal, I mean, it depends on what the deal is. I mean, sometimes you're negotiating a partnership before you take a package out. Sometimes you're like negotiating the writer, director, and actor deals. Sometimes you're negotiating directly with the studio or the distributor. I like being the outward-facing business person, even though, our lawyers in reality do most of the deals. I very much enjoy the process. I like trying to close deals. It's fun for me. I really love all aspects of this business. Like, I love Hollywood. Like, I love movies. I love the movie business. I love the stickiness of it. I love the small town nature of it.
Right.
I love Hollywood history. I love being at premieres. I love being at festivals. I love being in the edit.
Yeah.
I love being on set. It's all fun. I love walking around Warner Brothers and looking up at the tower. It's just to me. It's just so
It
cool
is
to me.
during the actors' strike last year.
Not fun time.
Not a fun time, but you did invite me to the lot, and we drove around, and we were the only people there.
Yeah.
And that was a really fun day. So.
Well, when we did this deal with New Line and
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, this was so exciting because we were finally able to go to the lot, and then
Yeah. Immediately.
a month later, 2 months later, the strike started, and it was like a ghost town. But it was still cool. But nobody was there.
Yeah. So now you're making
no
more
production, no people.
So you started out making just horror movies, almost exclusively.
But you know what? It's not even really true.
Because Contracted is not a horror movie.
Contracted is horror. Our second movie was like a thriller called Dementia, which is a New York Times Critics pick.
Oh, okay,
$100,000 movie.
okay.
I think we fell into this thriller space for a few years, where we were making movies that were just more like thrillers without any big stars. Some of them were good, some of them were okay, but it didn't necessarily feel like the kind of movie we were personally so excited about.
Until which movie?
Until The Vigil.
The Vigil. Great movie.
Until The Vigil is where I really think we found our footing, and we sort of changed the internal mandate of if we're going to do this, we got to make movies we really love and want to see. And that started with The Vigil.
And then after The Vigil, you did another one or two movies, and then you did Barbarian, which was huge.
Yeah, but it was The Vigil. The Vigil was our riskiest movie on paper, right? It was like a little under $700,000 horror movie that was mostly in Yiddish.
Correct.
With no stars.
Yes.
So on paper, that if you kind of asked AI to break down all of our projects and decide, up until that point, be which one is the riskiest, they probably would pick The Vigil.
I think so too. Yes.
But it was our most successful movie at the time.
Yes.
Because we really put our heart in. Not because Keith Thomas, the filmmaker, did an incredible job. and he wrote a great script and directed a great movie, and just everything sort of came together in a beautiful way, like they need to make a really good movie. But we put a lot of ourselves into that movie, and it was very rewarding. And it was our first movie to get into a major film festival. So, because like for the first 6 movies or whatever they were, like we got rejected from everywhere.
Film festivals.
Because when you're an independent player, it's like you try to get into Sundance, TIFF, which is the Toronto
International Film
South
Festival,
by Southwest in Austin, Tribeca in New York, and then internationally it's like Cannes, Berlin, Venice.
And you got into none of them until the Vigil.
None.
Okay.
Every one of our movies was rejected by every major film festival for a very long time. And it was very difficult at the time.
Almost 7 years, it seems like.
Yeah, of just like, holy moly. Like, a lot of these movies were turning profits. A lot of them were well received.
Right, but no one wanted to see
no
them.
respect.
No critical adoration.
No critical adoration. Obviously, like, if I look back on it now, I look at most of them, I'm like, yeah, most of these shouldn't have gotten into Sundance.
But where'd the Vigil go?
So then the Vigil got into TIFF.
And Sundance also, no?
No. Oh, and it was it's funny. Our luck. The Vigil got into TIFF in 2019. Played great, and then we got into South by Southwest to have our U.S. premiere.
Ooh.
And then that was March of 2020, and then COVID hit.
It happened? South by Southwest happened that year?
No, it was the 8th. I mean, maybe I'm in a bubble, but it was the first major
thing to get canceled
in my mind, in the world or in America, to have been canceled.
Yeah, because I remember Sam Harris said he wasn't going, and then it got canceled.
Yes.
Yes, I remember it was
but
very
at least
confusing.
we had TIFF, but it was very funny at the time because we were like, oh, our luck, like we're finally getting this canceled.
Right. So then,
and then also that year we had our movie Becky got into the Tribeca International Film Festival.
I totally forgot about Becky.
And that
what
was
a fun
canceled,
movie.
And that was Tribeca, but they're like, let's wait and see, and obviously that was canceled too.
I think Becky would have done well in the theater, don't you?
I agree.
Because it was so funny.
We've structured it in a way that would ideally have been theatrical. I mean, I think Kevin James, King of Queens and Paul Blart fame, as a neo-Nazi, of like a little girl killing a neo-Nazi played by Kevin James, feels like
that sounds like a movie to me that I want to see.
Sounds like a movie. So I think Becky could have been like not like a huge theatrical franchise, but a mini franchise. But instead, it's.
I mean, you did get to make 2 of them.
We did get to make 2 of them, and we're going to make a 3rd.
Oh, you are?
Mm-hmm. And the second one, Wrath of Becky, is great too. Wrath of Becky got into South by Southwest in 2022. And that's Sean William
Can
Scott.
You just real quick, what happens in Wrath of Becky and what's coming up for Becky now? Because I have not seen Wrath of Becky.
So the end of Becky 1, Kevin James, I don't want to ruin it.
Give us don't spoil it, but just let us know, give us the arc of Becky.
Becky 2, the Wrath of Becky.
Does it continue where Becky 1 leaves off, or is it a prequel?
Continues where Becky 1 leaves off. Like some time has passed. And she stumbles across a new crop of neo-Nazis led by famous comedian.
Okay.
Now played by Sean William Scott. They're more Proud Boys, where Kevin James and his crew are more neo-Nazis.
Straight up neo-Nazis.
Or
the traditional neo-Nazis.
And, she's got to kill them.
Okay. And then
Becky 3 just goes crazy. It's a whole different
level. Can you just give us
I can't share anything.
Okay, nothing.
I have partners that'd be inappropriate.
Okay, that's fine. It's too bad. I didn't know there was going to be a Becky 3.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
We just keep making these.
Because I didn't know Wrath of Becky made money.
Wrath of Becky's great. You should see Wrath of Becky. Very underrated movie. I mean, it's not even underrated. It's got its lovers out there, but I think you haven't seen it, have you?
I didn't see it. I don't remember when it came out.
It came out in 22.
Yeah.
You should see it. It's very. I really think Wrath of Becky's great. I think it's better than Becky 1.
Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, I will.
Sean William Scott's like excellent.
Yes, I remember. I watched scenes of it, and I read parts of the screenplay because there's some parts of it that you wanted me to read. We're almost done here. Look how nice that's coming out.
Ooh.
Look at that. I just want a little bit more crisp on the top. The middle part is where we're most concerned.
It's looking very nice though.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I'm very hungry.
Good. I'm glad.
I didn't have lunch today.
You shouldn't have lunch.
Right. I planned accordingly.
This should be your lunch.
I also had a very light breakfast. I had a Siggy's yogurt.
Okay.
I probably should have had a bigger breakfast.
Okay.
Because it's a late lunch.
Yeah. But this is it. But yet here we are.
Here we are, and I'm excited to eat
we're doing it. What were the movies that you saw as a kid that really stuck? You said The Mask.
Yeah, The Mask. Like I okay. Tim Burton's Batman movies, Batman and Batman Returns, instrumental, like really important.
We asked them.
VHS.
Yes, we asked for the noise.
Oh, good. You have to pay extra for that. Right?
Yeah.
People have to know this is real and not happening in a studio.
These guys are actually crisis actors.
Yes, this is for drama. A little conflict. The Mask, the early Jim Carrey movies were really essential to me.
Yeah.
Like growing up, I wanted to, I don't think there's like many 8-year-olds out there who are like, I want to be a producer.
Right.
You start off wanting to be an actor, then I wanted to be a director, and then I
Correct.
sort of became producing. Sort of
Yeah.
happened organically. But the early Jim Carrey stuff, Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, Batman Forever, Liar Liar, was great to me. And then sort of like as you grow up with Jim Carrey, and you get
Right.
into The Truman Show, and Man on the Moon,
Eternal
and Eternal
Sunshine.
Sunshine. So he's like a really great gateway into like me growing up in the 90s into the 2000s. It's a very natural progression of like fun, stupid movies to more, serious movies.
This came out really good. While this is cooling, I'm going to quickly make one more pie.
Really?
Yeah, just because we're up already. Let me just make another one super fast. So we're just going to keep this right here for right now. I'm going to quickly make another one. So yeah, we're talking about movies that inspired you, and then when we sit down, that's when we'll get into our frum movie thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let that baby cool because that last time I cut it too quickly, and it was like just sauce was everywhere. It was.
Oh, we don't want that.
We don't want sauce everywhere. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna make just a regular pizza. Just
Like a mama used to make?
regular old pizza, Okay, so the Jim Carrey movies.
Jim Carrey movies, and then I got into horror movies, I want to say like maybe age 10. And at the time, it's like the mid 2000s, mid to
Right.
early 2000s.
A good time for horror.
Well, a good time for me as a 13-year-old, but
Yeah.
I don't think horror was not a respected genre in 2005. I mean, it wasn't a respected genre for quite a while at that point. It didn't really become respected until like 10, 12 years ago, I want to say.
What was it? How did horror become more respected? Just because it started making more
It just
money?
sort of, because like when I was growing up, like it was the torture, the phrase they call torture porn,
Right.
which just means like really violent, gory
You mean like
movies.
Saw?
Like Saw and Hostel and The Hills Have Eyes and The Descent. And these movies that like this, my gateway into horror, Final Destination, maybe, I don't know if you would consider that torture porn, but those are the
would.
horror movies I grew up with. Like I saw in theaters in 2004.
You were how old?
So I'm 12.
Okay. Probably Sheldon should have held you back for that. You
Probably
think?
shouldn't have
Probably
seen
shouldn't
that
have let you
movie
go and
at
see
12
that?
years old. And then you go back and you go back and you watch Jaws and The Shining and Silence of the Lambs and Don't Look Now and Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th and Halloween and Rosemary's Baby, and you kind of fall in love with the classics. But it would be dishonest if I told you like I first saw Rosemary's Baby. It's like no, I first saw Saw and Hostel, and those are the movies, and I love those movies, and a lot of them are still great. But it was not a respected genre at the time. It was considered crass, and it is crass. But a lot of those movies are great. And then I think that like the horror, the quote unquote term elevated genre, which is a term I don't like to use because it's very condescending to the genre.
Yep.
Started, I want to say, in like, well, really Jason Blum really brought horror to the mainstream, starting with Paranormal Activity in 2009, I think.
Right.
Maybe 7? No, 9.
Blair Witch Project, not on the
Blair Witch wasn't. Blair Witch is a movie I went back and watched later. Like that came out in late 90s. So
late 90s. You were too young for that.
I was too young for it, so I didn't like. I wasn't in that wave of like, is this real? I knew it wasn't real when I saw it. But Paranormal was my generation's Blair Witch.
Right. Got
So
it.
then horror became like fancier with like the Babadook and starring in like,
That's like an inflection point, isn't it? That movie.
it feels like it was.
But at the time, you didn't know.
It felt like the Babadook, the Witch, and then all the A24 horror.
Right.
And then horror guy, and then it sort of kind of climaxed with Get Out, I feel.
Right. Well, now you have Blumhouse, which makes a lot of horror movies. Neon makes a lot of horror movies.
Everybody's making. You can't not make
A24,
horror movies.
Yes, you have to.
I mean, horror movies have always been part of the slate.
Right.
Everybody's always been making horror movies, right? Like go back to like the Universal monster movies of the 40s, right? Like
Correct.
horror's always been a genre. It just used to be seen as like like you make your crappy horror movies and they turn profits.
But it used to be you made
filmmakers start there, like you got Peter Jackson and
Right.
Spielberg and James Cameron and like all these guys started in horror,
Right.
and then they break out of horror and make the more fancier movies. But now a lot of filmmakers are like, what's my horror movie?
Yes.
So it's sort of the the way people talk about the genre has changed so significantly since I've moved to Los Angeles.
Since you started, do you think you caused that? I think a lot of people are saying that you and JD moving here is what changed the tide.
No, I don't think anybody's saying that.
Yeah, we're starting it here.
But I'm very proud that like it feels like some of those movies are part of that conversation. But it's great. Like we moved to LA at a time when horror sort of started taking off in a more significant way.
Would you ever think about making a TV show?
Yes, we just started a TV business.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Are you making? Is it scary? Is it spooky?
No, we don't even. I don't think we have any horror shows yet. Like we don't even view ourselves as like obviously we're known for horror, but JD and I kind of view ourselves as genre agnostic.
Right. Well, you have made you've made how many comedies?
Well,
Friendship.
I mean,
We should mention Friendship is coming
like,
out tomorrow. By the time people listen to this, Friendship will already be.
Friendship comes out, which is our first true comedy. But I mean, so many horror movies are funny in general, and I think like we really got the itch when like the way Barbarian sort of plays. Like
there are some very funny parts.
There's some great comedic moments in there.
This is our dog Sophie. This is real. Sophie is a real dog.
She's really here. She's a real dog. She
real.
does not like me famously.
Yeah. Rafi, you hold down the fort here. Just continue. Sophie, get down. Enough. It's nothing. Get down. The middle sequence of Barbarian is quite funny.
Yeah, the tape, the Justin Long tape measuring stuff. And
yes, it's all good.
You know, horror, whatever, famous. I'm not like this. Is not like my thought, but like a horror sequence and a comedy sequence are structured kind of similarly.
Oh, could you expand on that?
There's just like there's a suspense and a release.
Right. Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
And like people usually like if a lot of people don't like, you know, there's two types of people in the world. People who are like, I love horror movies, and people who are like, I don't like horror movies. But usually people who don't like horror movies, who are moviegoers, like don't understand what it's like to watch a horror movie, which is like, it's actually usually a very fun experience.
Especially in a crowded theater.
In a crowded theater, 100%. But even at home, but yes, obviously we make them for the theater, and that's the whole thing is about the theatrical experience. But seeing a horror movie, I think most people who are not horror fans would be surprised how much laughing there is.
Correct.
In a horror movie. Even when it's not funny. It's just sort of like you're scared, the scare or the kill or the whatever it is happens, and you sort of like sigh with the audience, and a lot of the time that sigh is laughter.
Right. So that's, I mean, I'm thinking what Cabin in the Woods is like actively.
That's a horror comedy.
Trying to make people laugh.
Cabin
Now you hate horror comedies, don't you?
I don't know if I hate horror comedies. It's not a genre we're very interested in making because I'm very happy to make horror movies that are fun.
But that's not a horror comedy.
That's not a horror comedy.
Exactly.
The way that I distinguish it as like a horror comedy is really just a comedy that's like making fun of horror tropes, I guess. It's sort of the movie. Usually a horror comedy has no stakes, so it's like the whole thing is a joke.
Correct.
Right. Like,
yes.
A lot of our movies are very funny, like a lot of horror movies, but
the stakes are
real.
Life
There's
and
consequence to the actions of what the characters make in the movie. So it's like as long as the movies are like we approach the majority of the movies of all of our movies really that we make as very grounded. Like the filmmakers generally approach them in a very grounded way. Mm-hmm. Like we're taking this seriously. This is real, even if what's happening is absurd.
You're playing it for real, and then you're finding the comedy in that.
Correct. The comedy happens because you're like, what the hell am I watching? This is insane. Yes. Or a character does something explicitly funny, but the reason why Barbarian worked is because Zach was so great at sort of never undercutting the horror with the comedy.
And this is Zach. Like what's his last name again?
Zach Kreger. Like you could never you could be laughing your ass off one moment, and then the next minute you're scared, you're freaking out again, right?
Yes, so the laughing doesn't take away. It's like a force multiplier because again the energy is just kind of building.
It's like, oh, you're safe. Just kidding, you're not.
Right. Like in that sequence, he's actually getting closer and closer to the scarier bits of the house that he's in.
And you're like laughing along the way.
And at the same time,
what the character's
doing
is funny, but part of the reason why it's funny is because you know
exactly.
what he does.
You know precisely.
Right.
Okay, let's drop this other one in. This will be real fast, and then we'll sit down, and you'll eat, and you'll be happy. Oh, yeah. We're good. It's going to be a good one.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Is it inappropriate that I got on my phone during the break?
No, it's fine. You can do whatever you want.
You're right.
There's nothing. This is it. This is podcasting cannot be lower stakes.
A24 press breaks.
It's pretty exciting stuff here. Okay.
Oh, great.
Timothy Chalamet did not go to the Met Gala. Do you know why he didn't go to the Met Gala?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're recording. Give me a heads up.
Oh, sorry. It doesn't matter. This is real life, man. This
is real life.
Timothy Chalamet
The
Knicks were playing, and so he didn't go to the Met Gala. And I
like
love
that.
it. I love it. Well, I love basketball, so for me that's like incredible.
The stars are just like us.
Yeah, but I also love Knicks fans.
So who are the Knicks fans? It's Spike Lee, Ben Stiller.
William Goldman was a huge Knicks fan.
Okay.
Is Dustin Hoffman a Knicks fan or a Laker fan? I don't remember.
But we can agree that Spike Lee and Ben Stiller are the two most famous.
They're probably the two most famous. Yes. Oh, Edie Falco.
Okay.
Massive. Like she's always down. She's like a front row.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Other famous New Yorkers. I mean, William Goldman went to every like Knicks home game.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, is it cool? I don't care.
I think so. I think people.
Why is it cool?
Because basketball is such a tragic sport, and if you're a Knicks fan, the Knicks have not been really, really good since the 70s. They were kind of good in the 90s, but the teams that surrounded them, the Celtics were better, the Indiana Pacers were better, the Chicago Bulls were better, the Detroit Pistons were better.
Why do you? So, but the idea of like a celebrity or somebody you admire,
yes,
being a fan of the same sports team that you're a fan, is because like you're like, oh, like. If I met this person, we would really be able to talk about this.
It's not about that. It's about they are as. See, I'm not a Knicks fan.
The stars are just like us.
It also has to do with that they're getting heartbroken by the same things I'm getting heartbroken by.
Right, so that you're like relating to celebrity.
Yes, it's more like the shared tragedy of being a fan of a sports team.
Because your life is not, like you have nothing in common with these people except for that, in which you have so much in common with.
To see Spike Lee lose his mind during the playoffs, for me, it's just, I find tremendous joy in that.
Yeah.
Just that he is equally as obsessed as the rest of us in this thing that doesn't really matter. Like sports doesn't really matter, but we care about it so much. And I love it.
So it's very human.
Yeah. Yes.
Where you're like, they like the same thing I like.
Yeah.
And we get the same thing out of it and are having the same
Also,
experience.
New York is also, the thing about New York City is that in Los Angeles, we're able to live completely siloed off from everybody else. New York, you are constantly surrounded by people.
You also feel like class in a more significant way.
In New York City? In Los Angeles?
In Los Angeles.
Yes.
Where in New York, like obviously there's tremendous class barriers, but like
there are.
You are ultimately, there's more, a little bit more overlap.
But you
in
ride
terms of your day to day.
Yes, the wealthy people ride the same subway that everyone else rides.
I feel like that's bullshit, but yes, I understand.
Most people do.
They ride the subway? They're not riding the subway.
Wealthy people ride the subway in New York City.
Do they still?
Yes.
I don't know.
You wouldn't, if you live in New York City, you'd ride the subway.
Yes.
Regardless, right?
But like,
sometimes it's the best way to get around the city.
I don't think so. That's a bad example because he's a celebrity, so people attack
Celebrities
him.
are different. In Los Angeles.
But somebody who's making millions of dollars a year is riding the subway?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to believe. I
to
just assume that's like not like a thing people say that isn't really true. But I don't know.
Yeah. Yes. In New York City, everyone's surrounded by the same garbage, right? Like literally there's feces on the street. Doesn't matter how much money you have. In Los Angeles, you're able to protect yourself in a different way. You're able to like not,
What a terrible city, but a great place to live.
I know. Thank you so much. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yes. Yes, it's working.
That's really good.
Uh-huh.
That's really nice.
I think this one came out better than the first one. Yes.
What?
No, this is an evolving recipe.
It's excellent. It's excellent pizza.
It is really good.
And I thank you for it.
We are, both you and I are Orthodox Jewish people, right? There is a large tapestry of what it means to be a religious person, and what it means to be a frum person is a phrase that refers to the word frum, and it refers to a certain type of person, but it's a pretty large umbrella term. And so it includes people who are modern Orthodox, people who are just regular Orthodox, people who are yeshivish, people who are Hasidic would all be called frum people. Now within that world, you and I started talking about, you told me about this idea about frum movies. And
I told you?
You told me about frum movies. Now,
I coined it?
Very religious people would not watch movies. So what makes this funny for us is that it's oxymoronic, because we were saying these are movies that are frum, and yet they're movies. So these are not movies about Orthodox people, right? No, these are not movies starring Orthodox people. These are this is not a movie with an overt Jewish or religious message.
No, there is nothing Jewish about this.
Right. This isn't a movie that is teaching Torah or like about aligning with a certain value system. That's not what it is, right? And this movie isn't about representing Jewish people in movies. It's got nothing to do with that.
No.
This is about a movie that is compatible with a frum lifestyle, such that I spent so much time on it. I don't think you understand. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. It's basically why you created this podcast.
The whole thing, the whole reason why you're here.
This is the last episode.
Is just to get here. This is it. This is it. After this, I'm 51-50 myself. And I'm just going to spend 48 hours in lockdown, and then we'll find a new medication for me. This is my definition of what a frum movie is.
Is it acceptable to eat this much pizza? I'm just going to
pound.
I'm pounding
I'm telling you, guests regularly come here and eat pizza straight through the episode. And I'll have you know that my ingredients are good and my pizza digests very well. I'm quite proud of the digestibility of my pizza.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Yes, I'm sure. And you will. That's the nature of our friendship. You will call me if you're in the bathroom and uncomfortable.
Yeah, I only speak when I'm in the bathroom.
This is true. That's why we talk so much. Okay, so a frum movie is a mainstream film that is considered acceptable, enjoyable, and meaningful to members of the Orthodox Jewish community, especially in mixed or family settings. Okay.
What's mixed?
Meaning, I will tell you, it is a movie that you could watch on an airplane.
Oh yeah.
It is a movie that if your children found out you watched it, or if you're a young person and your parents found out you watched it, they wouldn't be too mad at you.
No.
Right? So mixed company. And it can't have too much compromising. It can't be immodest, right? And it can't be...
Unless it's Wolf of Wall Street.
So there are notable exceptions. We'll get there. It can be amoral. It can't be immoral. Mm-hmm. So that brings up, does Marty have any movies that are frum? And the answer is yes, he has many. Wolf of Wall Street. But hold on.
Marty's a very frum filmmaker.
He is. Absolutely is. I have a list of all of 25 filmmakers, and we're gonna figure out what is their frum movie.
Who is this podcast for?
This whole thing about frum movies is just for me.
This is just for us.
This is just for me and you and anyone else who is obsessed with movies and happens to be Orthodox, and they'll know exactly what we're talking about.
Okay.
So again, there are dozens of us.
Arrested Development. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So here are the factors. You ready? I have 15 factors.
15?
15 factors that make a frum movie. Now I'm willing, because I'm flexible. I will strike any factor that you don't agree with.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm doing this is because I've been working with ChatGPT to create a rubric such that we can grade frum movies. And I actually have I have a Google form that I can fill out for every movie. And I'm collecting data right now on frum movies to figure out what is the frummest movie of all time.
Oh my God, you're really not well. Also, what's your thoughts on folding the pizza? Disrespectful?
No. Okay. How you choose to consume pizza is a personal choice. Okay, here are the 15 factors.
Okay.
No explicitly sexual content.
Yes. Aside from Wolf of Wall Street.
Aside from Wolf of Wall Street is the exception to a lot of these.
Yeah, explicit, sure, yeah.
Okay. Minimal profanity. You want to take out the word minimal?
No, it's fine. I'm
fine. Not graphic or gory. Violence must be stylized or mild. You feel me on that?
Yes.
It's an important distinction. Okay. No overtly anti-religious or atheistic messaging.
Sure.
It has to be.
I don't think about that, but sure.
It doesn't. It can't be. It doesn't have to be religious, but it can't be anti-religious.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
I don't know how often. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
It comes up. That's my point. That's why most of the time it doesn't.
Okay.
Because some people would say this doesn't have Jewish values, and my point is, a movie doesn't have to have Jewish values. It just shouldn't have values that are anti-Jewish.
Yes, but to be clear, there is no conversation that happens ahead of watching one of these movies.
The point
this is all intuitive and
if
subconscious.
you understand what these movies are, then you can look at a person and I can tell you what their favorite movie is.
Okay.
And I can look at random frum people. I can go to 5 towns, right? I can go into...
That's where I'm from.
I can go into Buckles, which is the name of the shoe store there.
Not Bubbles.
Buckles, and I can name what everyone's favorite movie is, and it's either Catch Me If You Can, The Greatest Showman, or Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yes.
Okay. It has to have the romance has to be kind of clean. Okay, keep it clean. Can't be a love story. Well, redemptive or growth-oriented character arcs often work well. We like to see that. Emotionally safe to watch with family or in mixed company. Male protagonist, you get extra points for that.
Well, this is my question. I have to stop you.
Okay,
fine.
stop me.
Unless you want to finish.
I have five more after this.
Go through.
It has to be available via mainstream platforms, of course, because otherwise, no one's going to Canopy, or no religious person has a Criterion channel. Like, it has to be available on Amazon.
Sure. I mean, these are commercial movies.
Yes, it has to. A surprise twist is always good.
Oh,
and
that's very important.
Family musicals are
that's
always warmly embraced.
Less of an interesting conversation.
Yes, but it is true that a musical elevates it.
Sure.
Yes. Okay, go.
Well, okay. First of all, I wonder if this whole conversation is skewed for the from male viewer.
Okay.
So I don't know if we could speak on behalf of the from woman.
Okay.
Because I think this conversation is distinctly male.
Okay.
Agree or disagree?
I agree to disagree.
Do you disagree?
No, I don't. I don't, but I do think that...
Because when you were going through the list, that occurred to me. I was like, oh, these are just movies that, from men would
that
be
Orthodox men would
Correct.
like, that from guys would like.
Yes.
I do think, though, that because we live in the frum world is slightly gender. It's a gendered world. I don't know how we want to say that. It is... it's a patriarchal society, so I feel like the male view has more weight than it does in.
I don't know what that means, but the men aren't getting down being like, "Hey guys, like we're about to sit down and watch Shawshank Redemption. Everybody's going to watch with us." I think we are men, and our experience is like, as men with male friends growing up.
Well, let me ask you a question.
You didn't grow up Orthodox, but
I did not. Name a female, a movie with a female lead. That is considered a frum movie.
I don't know.
That's my point.
I don't know.
What was the last time there was a
Sandy Bullock. She's a frum lead.
Absolutely. She might be, everybody loves Sandra Bullock. She might be the frummest female.
Well, she's also the biggest female movie star in terms of butts and seats.
Really? Still?
Yeah. I think so.
Kate Blanchett?
Wonderful actress.
Not as frum though.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think people know who she is.
So I designed a rubric. You want to hear my rubric? And then I'm open to changing it. I'll take out the male protagonist part. It's 100 points.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Here are the red lines. If your movie has anything of this, it's not going to be considered a frum movie. Don't talk about it at Shabbos. Don't bring it up. Don't talk about it in shul or on Shabbos. Don't bring it up. Explicit sexual content is a no-go. Unless it's Wolf of Wall Street. Why does Wolf of Wall Street get a pass?
I don't.
But religious Jewish people talk about this movie all the time. Why is this movie so popular? Because it goes against everything the Frum Movie Project stands for.
Oh, not everything.
Oh, because there's no redemptive arc. You're supposed to not learn from the story.
Well, what do you mean? Oh, you're supposed to not? Yeah.
Every Martin Scorsese movie, the main character is a bad guy who ultimately either does tshuva or he repents or something.
Yes, no doubt. But Wolf of Wall Street's one of those movies like Social Network, let's call it.
Yeah.
Where there are different kinds of movies, but where you spend a good chunk of the movie sort of celebrating this person, and then in the last minute reprimand him. Mm-hmm. But I believe the majority of the audience is just watching those movies and being like, hell yeah.
Yes.
I want to do that.
Yes.
And they're not necessarily walking away with those last few minutes or subtle minutes throughout of commentary. It's just a celebration of excess and bad behavior.
100%.
And I think that's frum or not frum. I think most audiences actually... This isn't a criticism of those movies or those filmmakers.
No. Martin Scorsese makes those movies and then he's upset that people get that people just like the bad parts.
Oh, please.
He's happy?
I don't know if he's happy.
He feels guilty about it.
Most people.
Sophie, what the fuck? Don't worry, we're not going to take that out.
Of course not.
She's barking at nothing. That's what drives me nuts.
Why do you have a dog here?
We wanted a dog. Our life felt incomplete.
So the dog should be removed during the recording session.
I don't think so. I think my life is real. I think this is too important. People need to see. People need to see the real us.
Fine. Fine. Should I go? Okay.
Yes, keep on eating pizza. Don't
I'm
stop.
just deciding which one I want.
Don't stop. Eat it all.
This one's getting a little wet.
Okay, crude or vulgar humor is a problem. And overtly anti-religion.
What do you mean crude or vulgar? But like, what are Adam Sandler movies of the 2000s?
I don't think Adam Sandler movies are vulgar.
Well,
They're slightly crude, but he's very the frum people love Adam Sandler.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yes.
So now we have those are 40 points total, and you get minus 10 for each of those, and you get an automatic X if you have any of those things, and your movie cannot be considered frum. Okay. Next we have core cultural fit. You can get this is a core cultural fit.
Okay, I don't know.
This is these. You'll see what I'm talking about. This is on my thing. I have a 1 to 5. I have a Likert scale here. Either it fits or it doesn't. Mm-hmm. Romance is clean or implied only. If the romance is clean or implied, you get 5 points. If it's very romantic and people are walking and it's like it's a movie where the romantic plot is not clear, like they fall in love but it doesn't work out, or they break up. Those are movies from people don't like.
Again, from men.
I don't know.
I don't know
what are you talking about.
I'm asking questions.
Okay, you are the creator of the frum movies, so
Okay,
you started this.
Let me. Well, you're still going.
Continue to
cook. I have thoughts.
Okay, I'm open to your thoughts right now.
Growing up, JD and I refer to these movies as iPod movies.
Say more.
When I was growing up, you'd sort of like the iPod was introduced whenever that was introduced, and you'd watch, like when I was like in Israel for years. I'm 18, however, 14 years ago, people were watching movies on their iPods at that.
Their
point.
iPod touches.
And there were certain movies that were probably, I assume, illegally downloaded.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Everybody was sharing with. Everybody had the same movies. And
Matrix.
It was The Matrix. It was The Italian Job. It was The Usual Suspects. It was Boondock Saints.
It was Guy Ritchie. It was
Guy Ritchie movies a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously Shawshank, but like there were certain movies where like that just were on these iPods.
Yes.
And they're movies that are like smart and dumb. That sort of
Usual Suspects has entered the chat.
Yes, as it does.
Yeah.
So like The Usual Suspects, I have not seen it in the longest time.
Right.
But
because Kevin Spacey got canceled?
Dumb movies.
It's not just a dumb movie.
Make people feel smart.
That's a big part of it. Yes. These are you're in right now my bonus traits.
Oh,
surprise
gosh.
twist
or
ahead. Clever narrative reveal. You get extra points for
People
that.
love a twist. But who doesn't love a twist? You know what a frum movie is that never really broke out in the frum community?
What?
Law-abiding citizen.
Is it because Gerard Butler is undervalued?
And maybe it's too gory.
Yeah. Or also because he is well, I don't want to spoil it for people. Because people might want to see it. But I do think Gerard Butler is an undervalued frum actor. Because every one of his movies fits all of this. Okay.
The main question is this. Maybe the frum community that we know is just representative of is a closer representation to your average moviegoer.
To the ideal demographic that they're thinking about in the studio when they're having a conversation.
I think when Hollywood's making a movie.
Yes. They're thinking about your dad.
About, not my dad necessarily, but my brother-in-law, maybe.
They're thinking about
people, they're thinking about the type of movie that frum people would love. Because when people ask me what's it like to live in LA or you're Orthodox or whatever, I say I live a small town life in a big city. Mm-hmm. Right?
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what that means? So I'm an Orthodox Jew. My community is Orthodox Jews. Those are most of my neighbors. Those are most of my friends outside of work. Mm-hmm. I have a community. I think that I'm living a similar, not the same, but a similar life that a person, a Jewish, not Jewish, whatever, person is living in a smaller town America.
Yes. I understand what you're saying.
So people are oh, you want to raise your kids in LA, or again, people are the public school system or whatever. And I'm no, you don't understand. My life is so different than yours probably because I have this Orthodox Jewish community that I'm a part of, that I come home to.
You have yes.
I think that so I think we have a better understanding of what a regular consumer would want because you get less lost in a city coastal
Right.
thought process.
So so let me see if I have
Am I
this.
making any sense?
We're going to figure it out. The average person in Los Angeles is very plugged into movies and
Or the average
movie making.
The average cultured person in Los Angeles
has
is
a lot
very
of
plugged
nuanced
in.
opinions about movies, has favorite movies, has favorite directors, right? Has things like that.
Right, knows what the idea of shooting on film or digital or whatever, like things like that.
Yes.
You know,
Whereas the average Orthodox person living in Los Angeles
does not
does not.
has closer sensibilities to your average non-Jewish
Right.
person
In
living
Gary, Indiana.
Correct.
Got
That's
it.
my thesis.
Okay. Who is the frummest film director you know? Is it Steven Spielberg?
I don't think so.
It's not. Okay.
What would be the Spielberg movies?
What would be the Spielberg
What
movie?
would be the frummest Spielberg movie?
For me, it's Catch Me If You
Oh,
Can.
it's Catch Me If You Can,
Because
obviously.
that
I
movie,
keep- I
if
always
you think about Catch Me If You Can, it has a surprise twist.
Catch Me If You Can has
nonstop. It's got a male protagonist. It's got it's sexy, but not a ton of sex. Right? There is a character arc that's going
Yes.
on here. He is growing,
That's
developing.
his frummest movie. But
as a
outside
person.
of that, what are they? He's not. Yeah. Because Spielberg's like a filmmaker for truly like everybody.
Okay.
But Catch Me If You Can would be his frummest movie. I would agree with that. I don't know. I would say like the Scorsese, like The Departed. So like Scorsese in the 2000s, not a year before then. I mean, Goodfellas. Again, it's an iPod. A lot of people.
Goodfellas is not a frum movie.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
Because like I'm not saying Taxi Driver or Raging Bull are frum movies.
No,
because like they're not.
certainly not.
You don't think Goodfellas is a frum movie?
I don't think so. No, I don't think people talk about it in that way. No, people are
Well,
uncomfortable.
because it's
talking
already a
about it.
little bit older.
People will talk about Wolf of Wall Street though, and
Because it's
without
newer.
shame. People talk about The Departed without shame. Goodfellas is a movie that like I also watched Goodfellas 1,000 times as a kid. It was it was just on nonstop if you're in your 40s. So for me, I think Wolf of Wall Street #1, The Departed #2 for him, and then
What about David Fincher?
what is David? It's not Zodiac.
Is he a frum filmmaker?
Not really, no. But what would be his frummest
Definitely
movie?
not Zodiac, but
Definitely not.
Fight Club is not a frum movie.
See, Fight Club might be his frummest movie, or The Killer.
The Killer's too new. We can't say.
I love that movie. And
I like it.
I'm in a protracted fight with my children about whether or not that's a good movie.
I'll defend The Killer.
I think it's a very well made movie.
Fincher doesn't really make bad movies.
I agree. Yeah.
Let's not
I
forget
was
that
like-
he did direct The Social Network, which is a pretty frum
Which
movie.
is a very frum movie. That might be the frummest movie. That could be the answer. Steve Soderbergh.
Oh,
Very frum.
yes.
Very frum.
Oh, the Ocean's
Almost
movies.
all the Ocean's movies. Black Bag is super frum.
I don't know if I agree with that.
You don't think Black Bag is frum?
I think Black Bag is too small and sexy.
It is sexy, but it's an adult sexy movie.
Yeah, but nothing happens in it, which is kind of the point.
That's what I love about it. A lot of things happen.
I think it's too
People
smart.
are dying. Things are
I think
happening.
it's too smart.
Too smart.
I think. Time will tell.
Right. What is Steve Soderbergh's least frum movie? And the only answer is Unsane. I love it.
Yes, I'll go with Unsane also.
Okay. Christopher Nolan, frummest movie.
Inception.
Inception is the correct answer. Denis Villeneuve.
Denis?
Villeneuve.
Denis? I mean, but he's not a frum filmmaker.
What would be his frummest movie, though?
Sicario?
That is the correct answer. That is it. Sicario is a great movie.
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
Can you pass
Good
the seltzer, please?
I'm passing. Yes, absolutely. Here you go. Okay. Martin Scorsese, we already said.
Wait, we're going with The Departed?
I think it's Wolf of Wall Street #1, Departed 2.
Silence?
I was going to say just a joke.
Yeah, we'll go with The
There
Departed.
is something very frum about silence. So like it is a movie about it's a movie about being a religious person and like dealing with that.
Not in a Jewish way.
Okay,
I don't
fine.
identify
Okay.
with anything.
Greta Gerwig, not a very frum filmmaker.
So I would argue that Little Woman might be a frum movie for women.
Okay.
But you wouldn't know this.
I wouldn't know it. I wouldn't. You know what? Next time when we do our Frum Movie Academy award show, then we're gonna have to have a third guest. We're gonna bring in another person.
Okay.
We're gonna have to bring in a female voice.
I'll be here.
That's the answer. No, you're part of
You hear my call though about this.
I do. You're right. I think you're right.
So I think Little Women might be a
I'm
Barbie,
circling it.
not a
I'm
frum
circling-
movie.
Quentin Tarantino that's a gimme.
I mean, it's Inglourious Bastards, right?
I think
it
it
just
has
has
to
to be. It might be Django. Like it's not that might be the twist. The
Right.
twist is like you think it's Inglourious Bastards, but maybe it's Django.
Because Inglourious Basterds is a little too on brand.
Correct.
Which is why you say Steven Spielberg, people say Schindler's List.
I think also Django is more like obviously fun
Yes.
than Inglourious Basterds. Like Inglourious Basterds, I feel like has scenes where maybe like from people might tune out.
Yeah.
Maybe like the Shoshana stuff. I love it. It's my favorite.
It works
Quentin.
for me. Yes.
Oh, it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
You're saying it's too self-referential.
I would argue that perhaps Django is becoming a from movie than Inglourious Basterds as the years go on.
Right.
That's a call.
Also, it tickles the latent racism of Orthodox Jews.
What are you doing? You bring me on this podcast?
Okay. Guillermo del Toro. It's not Pinocchio.
It's not Pinocchio.
It's not. Is it The Shape of Water? Or Pan's Labyrinth? I don't know.
Pacific Rim.
Good answer. Very good. Very well done. Jordan Peele.
Us.
You think so? I don't think From People Can Handle Us. I loved Us. I was so into that movie. I still think about that movie.
Do you think it's Get Out?
I think it's Get Out.
Okay.
I do think
I'm
it's
fine
Get
with
Out.
you.
Yeah. Okay. Zack Snyder. I don't know. Okay, forget it. James Cameron.
Titanic.
Probably. Yes.
A low-key movie that is PG-13 and has nudity in it.
Yeah. Wes Anderson.
I still don't know how that happened. Could you do a podcast about how Titanic got a PG-13 rating?
I don't understand. This is a great question. Well,
because I've never heard of. There's no other movie that I could think of in the modern era. Because back in the day, I don't know, ratings were weird.
Yes.
But like has a PG-13.
Yes.
That has
full frontal woman in.
That has frontal nudity in it.
Yes.
Hey, tell me. Look into it. I'm curious about it.
My guess is there was probably another cut that they first showed that had more nudity in it, and then they did the thing where like James Cameron like shows this cut after he shows a really violent one or something, or a really
yes.
And
well, you should know we had that. I Becky.
Yes, famously
got rated, and this is just how this whole thing is. Whatever.
Yes. Don't get fired.
We got an NC-17.
You did.
Which is, for those who don't know, the
worst
most strict rating. You don't even know what it is because movies never get it.
Right.
And it means that like even if you have a guardian with you,
you still
can't go.
Right. You have to be 17 years old.
I don't think I've seen an NC-17 movie in reality. They never really come out. It's not really a thing. It's also probably a rating that's really got out of favor because like you'll just go with unrated these days, I think.
Correct.
But because that's like more interesting.
Yes.
But we got an NC-17 for like violence.
I mean,
which to me was like, it's an absurd process. And then we made a few edits and they gave us an R.
They gave you an R.
Yeah.
It's a pretty hard R. Let's just be clear as far as the violence
goes.
Yeah,
but like, have you seen movies?
But it's again, I would say that the violence in Becky is stylized.
Yes.
The violence.
I think they had an issue with
laughs.
the children, like the fact it was like children in violence.
Yes.
Even though that's ridiculous because there's no violence against children. But like the joke of like Kevin James cutting his eyeball with baby scissors, which was actually JD's idea.
Yeah.
Okay. He's like trying to cut his eyeball, but he's got those.
It's very funny.
Those baby scissors.
This is one of those things where the comedy.
That's funny.
Where comedy
works. They made
works.
us trim that down.
They did. I mean, it's a lot. It is funny though.
Okay. Whatever. I mean, movies are very, very violent. I don't know what we're talking about, but it felt ridiculous to me.
What is Wes Anderson's famous movie?
Oh, Grand Budapest Hotel.
Probably the Grand Budapest. Yes. Even though there is. World Tenenbaums has a lot of themes, of family-related themes.
Yeah, that's too weird.
It is very weird. Yes.
Maybe I'd have to. It could. I'll go with Grand Budapest because I didn't see World Tenenbaums until later. And
Paul Thomas Anderson. Not Boogie Nights. It's not Magnolia.
I don't know if he's made a From movie.
Hard 8.
I've never seen it.
It's actually quite good.
I'm sure.
And it's got.
He's another guy who doesn't really make bad movies.
It's got a really. He does not.
I was just watching Magnolia on the TV in Panama for Pesach, and I sat and it was like 1 hour in. I'm like, I got 2 hours to go.
Yeah.
And I stayed up until 2 a.m. and just finished it because it's so unbelievable. But not a From
What's your favorite scene in that movie? What is your favorite part of that movie?
Oh, probably Julianne Moore freaking out at the pharmacy.
Really? That's your favorite? More than
just crying and just going crazy.
Yeah.
It's like I can't keep my eyes off of it.
Right.
But
more than any of Tom Cruise's scenes?
Yeah, I like when Tom Cruise is like yelling at his dad.
Yes. Yeah.
That movie just constantly it's a collection of like the best scenes ever filmed.
Yes. So even though it doesn't work as a movie, it's like
I disagree. I mean, it works for me fully as a movie, but
I don't.
that's fine. Not a frum movie.
Not a frum
I would
movie.
go. Let's go with. I feel like it might be Boogie Nights.
I mean, that goes. I mean, there's literally you see his sexual organ at the end of the movie.
Yeah, but it's prosthetic.
But the audience doesn't know that. The average frum person watching it on an airplane doesn't know it.
No, it's cut out.
Is it on the airplanes? It is cut out.
Sure.
Okay, I didn't know that. I did not know
It's
that.
got to be. I'll go with Boogie Nights. It's
Okay, that's a good answer. Okay, so for the future, here's what I want to do. Let me tell you the future of this frum movie project. Now that you've agreed on most of the rubric. The only question is, we should get rid of the male protagonist thing
Because that's subjective. That's subjective.
That feels like that might be subjective. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, we're going to keep this. So now, going through this, I'm going to be scoring movies that I see, and then the next time I bring you on here, we're going to talk about we're going to go through and discuss what frum movies won the year.
2026.
Yeah, it's going to take a couple years. We got to get a
26,
lot of
27.
Yes, you could have a movie on this list by then.
Ooh, what's my?
What is your frum? Well,
that's a really good question. It's not the Vigil. You would think it would.
It's not the Vigil. No, it's not that. See, that's the tricky thing. It's not the Vigil because the Vigil is too scary. I think it's Companion.
You think it's Companion?
I think it's Companion is a very frum movie because let's talk about it.
There's lots of twists.
There's a lot of twists. Again, it has a female lead, but maybe it's not a problem.
Well, we're not calling it a frum movie. We're calling it the frummest of my movies.
The frummest of your movies. I think.
I'll go with Companion.
I think so.
Yeah, I'll go with Companion.
Yeah, I mean, I'll see Friendship and then I'll let you know. But
no, it's Companion over Friendship.
Okay. What did you think you were going to talk about when you came here today?
Pretty much exactly this. I think I had a really good idea, and it's so far it's been exactly what I anticipated.
Well, I want to say I've known you now. When did we meet? Funny true story. Rafi came to Los Angeles in 2012,
which is when you came to Los Angeles.
I came in 2007, but I did not get my bachelor's degree until I was 32 years old, and so in 2012. I was just finishing up my bachelor's degree, and you also were taking college classes then, and we went to the same night school.
In the basement.
In the basement of a conservative synagogue on Crescent Heights Boulevard called Touro College.
I don't remember you, though.
You don't remember me.
You don't remember me
I don't
either.
remember you either. But we figured out, and we knew the same people.
Yes, and we crossed over.
I
dropped out.
You dropped out.
Because I don't want to seem like I'm lying. Because I think earlier in this podcast I said I didn't go to college, or am I making that up?
No, you said you didn't go to college. You went to college for a semester.
I went to college for 2 years, a year and a half, something like that.
How many credits do you have?
I don't know. I don't even know how credits really work, if I'm to be honest.
You get about 3 per class. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. And then you need like 120 to graduate. But of that 120, a large percentage of them have to be towards one thing, like in one field. And that becomes your major. And then you graduate after about 4 years.
So I majored in nothing.
Yeah, and you went for nothing basically.
And I went for nothing.
Yeah, you wasted your parents'
money. I didn't
money.
even meet you.
No, had you met me, who knows where our lives would have gone.
It was a good thing. I enjoyed it for a little bit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't for me. But that is when we.
Would you consider going back to get your MBA?
No. It's not even something I think about a little bit.
Okay, your movie comes out, Friendship. By the time this podcast comes out, your movie will already be available on streaming. It's going
when's this coming out?
I don't know, July or July.
A24 is pretty good with the theatrical window, so maybe not.
Okay.
It'll go to HBO though, because that's where their output is.
I'm gonna see it in the theater, and I'm very excited for this movie.
And then Weapons comes out in August.
I'm excited for that too. Yeah,
you should be. They're all really good movies. I'm very proud of the year.
You're making great movies.
I'm trying. We really try.
You're really doing it though, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We don't take it for granted.
But let's just be clear. I'm not only doing this because it's on camera. I have called and told you how proud of you I am before.
It's true. You left me a long voicemail once.
I did once.
It was really sweet.
Yes. So
I probably kept it.
I think you should. I think you should play
because you don't have to delete voicemails.
No, you don't have to. You should play it for your dad because that's how he should be talking to you.
Exactly. Dad, why can't you do this?
This is what
it's not so hard.
Give him a script.
Yeah, give him a script.
Try some of these lines out.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. The pizza was great.
The pizza was really good, and you liked the grandma pizza more than you liked the regular pizza.
I'll tell you this. I think the grandma pizza is a great way to start, and the regular pizza is a great way to finish.
Okay. Yeah. First act, second act. Okay. And yeah, so yeah, this is a good place to stop. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Rafi Margules. Margules?
Margules.